Hello, I'm Betsy Cooper, a member of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. The League of Women Voters does not support or oppose candidates, but rather works to provide information about candidates and the issues before the voters. We are interviewing the candidates that will appear on your general election ballot, which you should receive these ballots in mid-October. We are asking 5 questions, and the candidates will have 90 seconds to answer each question. Let's get to know Jenny Farley. Jenny, you have 90 seconds to introduce yourself and tell us why you've chosen to run for the office of Bremerton School Board District, the School Board District Position 4.
Thank you. I'm a lifelong resident of Bremerton and a proud graduate of Bremerton High School from 1997. I've spent over 26 years working at Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, and that has included leadership roles in trade management, project management, and financial management, including managing a $13 million budget. I'm a former student athlete, having played basketball at Olympic College, and have continued to give back to my community through coaching youth sports, working with the Washington State Traffic Safety Council, and most recently mentoring students at Bremerton High School through the AVID program. My experience successfully managing large teams, solving complex problems, and making financially or fiscally responsible decisions for a public agency has prepared me well for service to our community through the school board. Beyond my professional background, I care deeply about this community. I grew up here. I helped raise our children here. We had 2 kids graduate from Bremerton High School, one in 2016, one in 2021. I want every student in Bremerton to feel supported, seen, and prepared for their future. I want every teacher in our district to know that I understand the importance that they hold in our children's lives and that the work that they do every day helps shape our children's lives in ways that most of us will never understand. Running for school board is another way I'm interested in giving back to my community.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That's great. All right, now let's move on to the first question. What are the educational strengths of the Bremerton School District, and what are the educational gaps or weaknesses? What ideas do you have to improve performance?
One program that 2 of our children participated in that I believe had a lot of value for the Bremerton School District was the Highly Capable program. It set our children up for success by creating critical thinking, hardworking students who were able to take on many challenges. I also love the arts integration program at View Ridge. I love what that does for human development, and I love that we're investing in our youth in that way. And I'm about to start my 2nd year as an AVID volunteer, and I've enjoyed every moment of getting to know those young adults, learning from them, and then sharing my life experiences with them. The educational weaknesses are most certainly English, language, and arts, or ELA, math, and science, regardless of the grade level. Test scores are what we have to measure the students' grade level knowledge, and as the kids are getting older, their test scores are getting worse. 1/3 of Bremerton High School students are failing in grade level ELA. About 2/3 are failing in grade level math, and a little over half are failing in grade level science. Those are basic high school subjects, and the kids are doing poorly. While we need to invest in all of our kids, I think we also need to invest in the families getting involved in our kids' learning. Maybe this looks like having after school events at elementary schools where adults are reading to kids and showing them that reading is fun. Maybe it looks like getting more STEM related activities or field trips to try to spark interest in our kids.
Okay.
Remember when we had Book It with Pizza Hut and how much fun that was? We have a good community.
Your time is at an end, so. Okay.
Sorry, good.
Good. Okay, question 2. The district's annual budget shows the board's commitment towards fulfilling goals of the instructional program and to providing how you will be efficient and effective in operating the district. Regarding the district's budget process, what strategies do you suggest to address any deficits faced in the future, especially related to declining enrollments or loss of federal funding?
Well, I want to protect classroom resources, especially when it comes to reading and math, and look for savings in other areas first. But I think it's important to be transparent with the community as well, which I don't really believe has been done very well in the past. For example, levy was passed to support the arts, but when money was tight, that's the thing that was cut. Many kids don't fit into the sports mold, and the arts are the only motivation they have to keep going. I'm not really in a position right now, obviously, to know how all the decisions were made and why they were made the way they were. But once elected, I would hope I could work with the board members to think outside the box, work on grants, partnerships, and that efficiency you discussed to bring to work on the right programs, maybe bring some of those arts programs back to the high school in general. I also think if we can bring the reputation of Bremerton School District up, that could help with enrollment. We know the housing market in our area is tight, which means there are kids of all ages here. But in relation to other local schools, with Bremerton's reputation taking that hit, I think if we can repair that, we may see an increase in enrollment.
Okay, thank you. On to question 3. Against what metrics will you assess district leadership's attainment of key goals? How will you know when a program or decision has been successful?
An easy place to look at the metrics is at the Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction, the OSPI report cards. You can look at it for the school district in general, break it down to any school in the district or schools around us and see how they're doing. Look at the test scores and see what grade level knowledge is. The report cards are issued every year and can be used to see the trends, improvements, or where scores are declining. Talking with school staff, teachers to understand real-time learning, to know if what we're working on in the moment is working or if we need to pivot. I think that's also important because our teachers are vital. They know, they understand our students, and they're there. They love the kids, or they wouldn't be there. So taking their word for what they're seeing, I think, is important also.
Thank you. Question 4. The role of the Public School District Board of Directors is to govern by setting policies and making decisions that shape the education of students. What are some of the key responsibilities of a school director that support successful governance of a public school system?
I think board members are making decisions, or need to be making decisions, that are putting the students first. We're managing the budget in a way that it supports the classrooms, which in turn supports students. We're holding the superintendent accountable to bringing the vision of raising those test scores in ELA, math, and science to life. We're tracking student progress and making changes when things aren't working. Just as important, though, we're listening. We're listening to the students, the staff, the teachers, the parents, and the community to make sure every child has an opportunity for success.
Thank you. And now our final question. What strategies would you employ to foster a positive and inclusive school climate where diversity is celebrated and students feel safe and respected?
Man, my mind went all over with this one. I loved it. I really love that there's student representatives to the school board. And it makes me think, like, what other similar things could the board do or facilitate in order for students to feel like their voices are heard. Our community has a large speaking or Spanish speaking population. Are those community members or parents feeling heard? Our community is comprised of many military families. Do we have a way that we're welcoming those kids to their new schools? At any of the schools, but I would think in particular, like elementary, are there any types of like no kid sits alone at lunch or whatever programs? Schools are microcosms of the communities that they're in. And our community is a very diverse one. And diversity is absolutely something we should be celebrating every single day. And I think we show a no tolerance for anything but respecting ourselves and each other, which I think inherently leads to students feeling safe. I also believe we support our teachers, staff, and students by ensuring that those staff and teachers receive the training necessary to be that safe space for the students. But that means they have to understand how to appropriately meet the needs of the students. This is an ever evolving topic, though, because I don't think you can ever let up on that, because the students feeling safe is important to the whole health of them and their school career and how they feel about showing up every day.
Thank you to Jenny Farley for running for office and sharing your views. I'm Betsy Cooper on behalf of the League of Women Voters of Kitsap. Thank you for watching, and please share this video. If you want to help the League do this work, consider joining the League of Women Voters at lwv.org. Don't forget to return your ballot by 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 4th.